Hello, I'm Rory Duckworth with the Salt Lake Tri Club. Today we'll be unpacking the Wahoo Fitness Kickr Power Trainer. This unit is the brand new updated version of the Kickr, and this video should also apply mostly to the original first edition Kickr also, as far as unpacking and setting up. So hopefully you'll enjoy this video, and here we go. Okay, I like to take some sharp razor blade, get the tape cut off, and then the best way to unpack this, because it's pretty heavy, it's about 50 pounds, you want to take it on its side like this, and do this all gently, of course, and then you want to do it upside down, softly. So, like so. That allows it to nicely slide out. And then once you do that, just tip it on its side. And these foam protective pieces, just put back into the box. Save the box, so if you ever want to transport it somewhere far, or ship it, or resell it, or whatnot, then you have it. So what comes with the Kickr is the power cord, or the power box here. Then you've got the power cord, which is just a standard computer power cord, so if you ever lose this or want to extend it for some reason, then you can buy these on Amazon, which I'll put a link below, and get a longer cord. And then it comes with the Kickr instructions, the cadence meter, I believe, instructions. Oh no, this is the Kickr instructions. The cadence meter here, a extra cassette spacer, and a disc brake attachment if you have a disc brake. So that's everything that comes. Okay, now that you've got the Kickr out of the package, you're going to want to take the arms right here. There's little blue buttons on the side right here, and spread the arms apart. Like so. Okay, the nice thing about the new Kickr is it's got a handlebar here instead of down here, so it's a lot easier to lift up, and that's one of the new features. Then you want to take these little pivots here and unscrew them to level out the Kickr. That one's just a little high there. Okay, perfect. Okay, the other thing, when you unpackage it, it comes as the setting, the height setting, as a 650C. Depending on your wheel size, you might want to change that also. Most road bike wheels are 700C. So what you want to do is unscrew this little metal piece here, and then pushing down on this, connect it to the 700C setting, which is just the wheel size. If you happen to not change this, it will definitely not break your Kickr or your bike, but you want to always, when you package this, you want to always package it in the 650C setting if you ever put it back into the package. Okay, we're set there. All right, next, you want to take your power cord and untangle it This end obviously goes there. The other upgrade to the new Kickr is the placement of the power cord adapter. It's now in the back instead of underneath, so it's a lot easier to reach. So you plug that in, plug it into the power, and you're good to go. You know you'll have power when you see the lights on the back flashing there. There we go. Another upgrade to the new one is that the new Kickr has lights indicating if it's on Bluetooth or Ant Plus, as you can see there. Okay, this is how you put your bike on the trainer. Now every bike's going to be different depending on how the dropouts are, whether they're vertical or horizontal. I happen to have a tri bike here, and so I have to do it a little bit differently. But once you get it on, you want to make sure that the Kickr is lined up and that it's not moving from side to side, so they're exactly the same position there. And then you want to tighten it, and you want to make it so it's tight, but not so tight that's difficult to take off. I also like to use a Kleenex or a wet rag in this case because I've got to pull my chain back, and so it brings a little more difficulty to the process, but I don't get my hands dirty here. Make sure that's on tight. And spin it. Not let it being there, it's gonna kind of. Okay, perfect, and we're on. One other thing to note here, the new Kickrs come with an 11-speed cassette. You might possibly have a 10-speed cassette or a 10-speed bike. There isn't a problem with that. You can easily take this and replace it with a 10-speed cassette. If you don't have the tools to do it, your local bike shop can do that for you very easily, and probably not for that much money either. If you don't want to do that, you can always attempt to put your 10-speed bike on the 11-speed cassette. In most cases that I've done it, and we've done it probably over 100 times, it works about 95% of the time. The times that it doesn't work is when you have to actually change the gears when you're doing a real life course. It's very difficult and you can't use all your gears or they just don't work. But if you keep it in just the regular erg mode, then you can just keep it in one chain ring that works, and there usually is not a problem. But that will be a case-by-case basis, and you'll just have to try and see. Wahoo will of course tell you that you have to replace that, and ultimately I would go with their recommendation. But you have cases where your wife or your spouse or your partner have a 11-speed and a 10-speed, and in that case you should just buy 2 Wahoos. But really though, they should work just fine. If not, then you will have to switch that out. Once you have got everything set up, you'll want to download the free Wahoo Fitness app in the App Store. Click on it. Down here, you'll find a button called Sensors. And I apologize, you're gonna have to go through the first initial screens of registering and giving your information on weight and so forth. Then you'll be able to click on the sensor button. Down here you want to do add sensor, new sensor. And you can see that there's 2 Kickrs here currently. So if you have 2 Kickrs in the room, the best thing to do is the one that's not wanting to connect, just unplug it. Give it a few seconds here. And the Kickr will disappear that you unplugged. So now we've got the Kickr and the cadence I'm not going to talk about the cadence yet, but we'll go ahead and connect those just to connect them. You want to save the sensor. There's an update, so you want to do that. I'm not going to do that now. Save it to your profile. Do this real quick. Okay, perfect. So now that we have those devices, their sensors saved to this phone. Once the sensors are connected, you want to do workout, indoor cycle, profile. We can see that the Kickr and the Wahoo cadence is connected and running. We press start. And then the most important thing is you scroll all the way over to the control of the Kickr. There's 4 different type of controls on this app that you can do. The first is the level. So this controls it from 0 to 9, 9 being the hardest. The resistance, which is a percentage, all the way to 100. Erg mode, which is where you'll spend a majority of your time if you know your zones. You can dial it right into exactly what you need. Or simulation, where you can actually simulate a slope, a current wind speed, and what type of road bike or tri-bike you have. Again, a majority of the time, if you've got a coach and you know what zone your zones, you'll spend it here in ERG or erg mode is what we call it. The last thing I want to show you is how to do a spin down. The way you get into the spin down is go back to the saved sensors, click on your Kickr, go down there and click spin down. Now you want to perform this when you've had at least 10 minutes on the Kickr warming it up. You never want to do a spin down on a cold Kickr. Press spin down, gives you a little pop up there. Spin down is used to determine the power required to overcome friction in the bearings and belt on your Kickr. It is not necessary to do a spin down each ride. You should do a spin down after transporting your Kickr or every 2 weeks. Please ride for approximately 10 minutes before performing a spin down. Perform spin down. You've got to slowly accelerate up to 22 miles per hour, and then you stop and just let it coast. Okay, spin down is complete. You're ready to get your workouts. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something today. If you haven't purchased the Wahoo Kickr, you definitely want to get one of these, especially for the winter. Training with power, and especially the Wahoo Kickr, will really help bring you out of the winter with a good solid base. But I also train with this all year round. It's just a more focused, uninterrupted workout that you can do regardless of the weather and traffic and other outside distractions. So I highly suggest you purchase one. If you've purchased one, congratulations. You're on your way to having a successful season this year. If you have any questions or comments, you can put down below, or you can always contact us at contact@saltlaketriclub.com. We've been working with the Wahoo Kickr ever since the first unit was produced, and we have fairly extensive knowledge and always love to help people. If you have any technical issues, I highly suggest that you contact Wahoo. They're very knowledgeable and can help with any needs and so forth. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day.